Hello and a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the mid-season. We've reached the halfway point of the 22 season and we're going to do driver ratings, but judging them so far for their season. All 20 drivers covered as we rate them out of 10 for their season so far. And no bias. Jumping into Max, 10. It has to be 10. He's won 8 races. He's got the second title. And he's in a league of one. And he's going to break every record in Formula 1. Max, 10 out of 10. Honestly, so good. And he's the champion already. Sergio Perez, 6. Now, he won in Monaco, but he's been quite poor lately, Sergio Perez. He is a number 2. He's third in the drivers, a million miles off Max. I mean, he is what he is. He's a second driver. And since he got his new contract, he's been very poor, to say the least. Carlos Sainz, 7. Very strong car, poor reliability, strategies. A highlight was the win at Silverstone, but he lies 5th in the drivers, behind George Russell. So that's poor. Ferrari have a good driver lineup, but yeah, too many mistakes. Charles Leclerc, 8. Again, a top driver, strategies, reliability, yeah. Now, he has won 3 races, Charles, but to be 80 points off Max is a disgrace, and that's why I only give him 8. I mean, it's not good enough. Big mistakes at Imola and France. Charles has always got a mistake in him, it seems. Yeah, so I only give him 8. Lewis Hamilton, 5. Average. I mean, start of the season, he was an absolute shambles. He was getting spanked pillar to post by the male model. And recently, he's been on fire. 5 podiums in a row. The old Lewis. But we have seen a shambles at the start of the season. And then that Baku incident where he basically faked a back injury. I give him 5. George Russell, 10. 10. He's been absolutely outstanding. Adapted very quickly to the Mercedes. Ahead of Lewis. And now he's getting beat by Lewis. But he's been outstanding. A brilliant start to his Mercedes career. And he topped it off last week with a pole position. Yeah, he's been outstanding, really. Lando Norris, 10. Yeah, 10 again for Norris. He is the number 1 at McLaren. He spanks Ricciardo week in, week out. And he's best of the rest in the championship. So for me, Norris can't do anything more than he's doing. And he is contender for driver of the season. I'm not a massive fan of him. I think he's very overhyped, but credit where it's due. Daniel Ricciardo, 0. Absolutely 0. He has been a disgrace, man. What has happened to this guy? I've never seen such a decline in one man than Daniel Ricciardo. Basically lives off the Monza win, even though team orders had to come in for him to win that race. I mean, he's been a disgrace. 57 points off Lando Norris. Will lose his seat most likely. He's not good enough. He deserves 0, and he gets 0. Gasly, 3. Now, Gasly has been absolutely shocking this season. Very poor. He's usually consistent, just not good enough. And Yuki Tsunoda, 3. Gotta give him the same mark. Now, Gasly's had a poor season, but Yuki still finds himself behind Gasly, even though Gasly's been shite. So, I can't give Yuki a higher mark than Gasly, really. Yuki's strong in quali, but he's really poor in the races. His races are a massive issue. And he's still not got the contract yet, Yuki. Valtteri Bottas, 7. Yeah, P9 in the drivers. He scored a lot of points, even though he's got horrendous reliability. Yeah. I think he's been very solid, Valtteri. Guan Yu Zhou, 5. Quali is a strong point for Guan Yu Zhou. A lot of reliability issues, and he finds himself a long way behind Bottas. And yeah, probably his best known moment this season was that crash at Silverstone. Alex Albon, 7. Come into Williams and been very strong. Had Nicholas Latifi on a lumpers string. Alex has been very good. Strong comeback. And he's got that new contract in the bag. I've been impressed with Albon, but I want to see him up against a teammate who's actually got a backbone. Latifi, 0. Not good enough. Has to lose his seat. He's not good enough at the highest level. He's the only driver yet to score points this season. That says it all. He is a meme driver, continuously last, and he should be dropped. If he was a horse, he would have been put down. Seb, 5. Now, I can't give the Aston Martin guys high scores. That car is shite. Sebastian, P14 in the drivers with 16 points, announces his retirement. Hardly a surprise, given how poor Aston Martin are. Lance Stroll, 3. Yeah, P18 in the drivers, 4 points. Aston are poor. And Stroll's always going to be on the grid because of his dad. Fernando Alonso, 7. He's still world class as Fernando Alonso. He's been unlucky. He's actually behind Ocon. P10 in the drivers. Should be higher, really. He's actually behind Bottas and his teammate. Esteban Ocon, 8. I think another contender for driver of the season. I don't know what it is about Ocon. He never seems to get the plaudits. He's ahead of a double world champion. Very strong season. 8th in the drivers. Yeah, he's been impressive, but he never gets the credit. I don't know why. Kevin Magnussen, 6. Strong start to the season. But yeah, Haas have tailed off. Really strong start and then they tail off. 11th in the drivers with 22 points. Mick Schumacher, 2. Took him absolute ages to score points. He eventually got back-to-back points at Silverstone and Austria. But yeah, not good enough. I mean, yeah, 2 points finishes. So there we have it. All 20 drivers covered as we rate their season so far. A mixed bag. Max, George and Norris have been outstanding. Ricciardo, Latifi have been dog shit. Comment down below your thoughts. An interesting video. I mean, we normally do driver ratings every weekend, but I thought do mid-season ratings. Obviously, driver ratings divides opinion. Not everyone's going to agree with my mark, but if not, comment down below. I go into detail why I give the mark. No favoritism, and yeah, I think that's quite fair. Yeah, interesting. Comment down below your thoughts. Driver ratings for mid-season. No, we're not stopping.